The power of the mind has the ability, if you utilize it through imagination, you imagine yourself having already accomplished it, sitting yourself in the very day that you get the message that you succeeded, visualizing the moment that you sign the mortgage for the house, visualizing the day that you receive the keys, visualizing the day that you get word that you got the promotion, visualizing the day that you get the call back from that job that you applied to, visualizing the day that you walk down the aisle and get your diploma. You put yourself in your imagination in that day, in that moment, and you will find that the body will begin to pick up the sensory information. Keep going. Distractions, right? Distractions. We have distractions that take place in our outer world, in our physical world, all the time. Things come up, people, situations, decisions we have to make, things. Life is lifing, and it could be distracting. But even more so, we can have a lot of things going on in our inner world. In our inner world, that is even more so distracting. Because how you can't escape that. Like, something going on in the house and people are popping off some situation. Somebody said something, did something in your family, whatever, within your household. You could easily just jump in your car, ride off to the park, chill, and get completely away physically from that distraction, right? But how do you get away from the distractions when the distraction is within you? When you are distracted within? What I discover is, like, when I feel a sense of inner distraction, I don't feel it as much. I don't wrestle with this as much as I used to, and I used to wrestle with it really, really bad. Um, the clinical, psychological, clinical world would call it ADD, ADHD, whatever the case may be. Ultimately, is that you're imbalanced in your ability to focus, right? And so that is an inner imbalance. And how do you escape that? How do you escape that? How do you escape an inner distraction so that you can focus and continue to move forward? Centering yourself in what you are headed towards presently. In other words, whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to accomplish, centering yourself and the idea of yourself within you in the accomplishment, not in the accomplishing, but in the accomplishment, in the goal, right? Centering the idea of yourself in that goal helps you to stay focused in the inner parts of you, so that you can avoid the present distractions that are also within you. So this has a lot to do with you being able to control your focus, you being able to balance your focus by having almost tunnel vision towards the goal. But even more so, centering, imagining, visualizing yourself in the accomplishment of the goal. The mind, that you're still working towards it. But this is almost like where tricking the mind actually does work, because sometimes that doesn't work. But this is one way that I have found that actually does work. It's to go within yourself when you have things going on inside of you, whether it is you're distracted by your emotions, you're distracted by, rogue thoughts that have nothing to do with nothing, but you are thinking about it, mulling over it, obsessing over it. You are distracted. You are emotionally distracted. You understand? In the times when I have been in those spaces, what has helped me, and this may help you, because those thoughts, those feelings, those distractions within me are trying to separate me from what I am trying to focus on. And they will separate me if I let them separate me. So, what I have to do is then visualize and sit myself in my future. I mentally sit myself in my future. So whatever I'm working towards to bring forth or to manifest in my life or to create or to birth in my future, whether it be in love, whether it be in my career, whether it be in, you know what I'm saying, in my family, whether it be in my finances, whether it be in any aspect of my life, when I am working towards something and I'm having those periods of inner distractions, then I have to do my due diligence and actively shift. And so I go within and I imagine myself in the accomplishment already. Because what I find is when I do that, what then happens is the emotions, the physical sense, the sensory of the physical body begins to pick up how I'm going to feel when I accomplish, when I reach my goal. And I can bring that joy, I can bring that sense of accomplishment, I can bring that excitement, I can bring that happiness, I can bring that fulfillment into my present experience, even though I haven't presently accomplished it. But I can bring the emotions of the accomplishment into my present reality through the power of my mind, through the power of going in to see that I am distracted. I'm distracted by, a sense of grief, sadness, rage, anger, depression. I'm distracted by something in my inner world that is separating me, and now it's starting to play out to where I'm no longer working towards the thing that I was focused on accomplishing. I can no longer continue to move forward because I'm sitting having these moments of distress within myself, stress within myself, unhappiness within myself. In the moment that you recognize that you are dealing with inner world distractions, that something is within you is trying to distract you from accomplishing the thing that you want to accomplish. The power of the mind has the ability, if you utilize it through imagination, you imagine yourself having already accomplished it, sitting yourself in the very day that you get the message that you succeeded, visualizing the moment that you sign the mortgage for the house, visualizing the day that you receive the keys, visualizing the day that you get word that you got the promotion, visualizing the day that you get the call back from that job that you applied to, visualizing the day that you walk down the aisle and get your diploma. You put yourself in your imagination in that day, in that moment, and you will find that the body will begin to pick up the sensory information. You'll begin to feel how you're going to feel when it happens. So this is also a technique you use in manifestation, right? But when you are working on something and then you still and you have periods of distraction within you, you are distracted and you're in the process of working on the thing, and now you are so distracted within that you are not moving forward in the work. That same concept that you use to manifest by imagining, using the mental power, all of that, that is the same thing that you can use to break you from the distraction so that you can presently continue to move forward at manifesting the manifestation. This is what I mean by keep going. How do you keep going when your inner world is upside down? How do you force it to be put back right side up? The power of your imagination is a very powerful tool. It is the tool we use in manifestation, and it is also the tool that you can use when you are dealing with inner distractions that is trying to get in the way of your forward progress. your forward progress. Because most of us understand that manifestations, some do just fall out the sky, because there is a certain level of manifestation where it requires you to do nothing but know that it's coming. And some people say, well, no, that ain't how that works. Yes, it is. I've done it. Yes, it is. There's a certain part of manifestation where if you obsess on what you need to do to make it work, you will push the manifestation further away from you. So there's a certain aspect of manifestation where you speak it, you see it, and you let the universe bring it to you however the universe chooses to bring it to you. But when we are manifesting something very specific, like a job, like a promotion, like something tangible like that, something life changing like that, where we actually have to do something, like put in the application, when it's for a specific job, or when you're on a job and you want a specific promotion. You're not just like, I need some financial increase. And when you're just trying to get financial increase, you just leave it to the universe to bring it to you however the universe wants to bring it to you. That's why I said certain manifestations do not require for you to do anything. It actually work against you if you try to get in the way of it, right? But when you are talking about something specific that requires you to do something, if you really want that specific thing, like, if you want a specific luxury vehicle and you are manifesting that luxury vehicle, you have to do something, like get up, go to the car lot and get it. You have to do something because it's specific. So when you're working on manifesting something that is very specific, and you have to do something to get it, the inner distractions within you will try to cause you to doubt, cause you to be distracted, so you stop doing the work that manifestation requires. You understand? And when you have those distractions that will stop you, if you let them linger, if you sit in them, if you soak in them, if you let them run rampant, if you don't catch them by the reins and reel them in, then you will not be able to reach the goal that you're trying to reach, the very specific goal that you're trying to reach, right? So your imagination is what you use to recenter the mind during those periods of distraction. Recenter the mind. It's not saying that whatever your emotions are not valid as it relates to another area of your life, but what does that have to do with your goal? It doesn't say that your anger and your fear and your as it relates to other areas of your life, but what does that have to do with your goal? It doesn't have anything to do with my goal. So I'm letting that linger too long. I'm letting that fester too long. And now I'm sitting here and I haven't picked up and done anything for 2-3 days. I haven't put in the application yet, even though I saw that the job was open, because I've been distracted, because I've been in my feelings, because my man did something to me. And now I'm in my feelings for 3 days when I know I need to be focusing on that job that I want to get, and I need to be putting in applications, and it's a very specific thing that I have to do, but I haven't been doing it for 2 days because he came over to the house and he said something and we got into a fight, and now I'm sitting in my feelings for 2 days. And so when you have those moments of inner world distractions, when you need to be working towards a goal, you have to utilize the power of your imagination to recenter your mind back on the goal. And how you do that is you visualize yourself already having accomplished the goal, so that you can receive the sensory information from that moment of accomplishment before it has even happened. That sensory information that you receive from that visual, imaginative idea of the accomplishment coming to pass. The sensory information is what shifts you in the present. And so then that anger, you start to feel like pushing into the anger, you feel joy. Pushing into the anger, you feel a sense of excitement. Pushing into the anger, you feel a sense of happiness. The happiness you're going to feel when the goal is accomplished. And that will tell you, boom, got to get back to work. Got to get back to it. Because that feels good. This shit over here that he did and whatever she said, what does that have to do with the joy that I'm about to feel over here that I already feel because I just put myself there. I put myself in my future. When you put yourself in your future and you believe that you have a bright future, like all of you should believe you have a bright future. When you put yourself in your future, the little small things that you're going through in your present get even smaller. Like, they get even more irrelevant. And not only do they get to become somewhat irrelevant, but then you're able to perceive how they are the things that is propelling you into your future. So you get a whole different perception of the things that you are experiencing right now. If you don't do that, then the things you're experiencing right now will look like, oh hell, here we go. It'll be another, another situation. It'll look like a distraction. When you focus on and receive the sensory information from your future, it shrinks whatever is going on in your present that seems so big, so distracting, so heavy, such a problem. It shrinks it. It shrinks it. And not only does it shrink it, but it gives you the ability to then see. You can see then that maybe this thing is actually what I can use to propel me forward, to keep going forward. And therefore, it's no longer a distraction. It's no longer a blockage. It's no longer creating delays. I don't have to sit around for 2 days moping because something didn't go right. When I put myself and remember my goal, and when I put myself in the moment that the goal is reached, you snap out of it. You can snap out of it. Straight like that. Straight like that. You can snap out of it and recenter yourself, because we are hardwired to go towards pleasure. We are hardwired to want to get back to happiness, get back to joy. What we need to know is that your physical reality doesn't have to actually be like, it could be a whole lot of chaos going on in your physical reality, and you can get to joy while your physical reality is like hurricanes are coming. But you can get to the joy because you can imagine your future whenever you want. You can tap into your future self whenever you want. Whenever you want. So yes, it is the same tool we use to manifest the future self. The same tool you use to manifest the future self is the same tool you use to stay focused on going towards the future self. This has been Sacred Empowerment of the Divine Feminine. Thank you so much for tapping in. I wish everybody well. I hope everybody is doing well. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, share, comment. All right, click the notification bell in case you haven't, so you'll know when I'm back with another message. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace, family.